What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happen in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button. Let's jump into what we got for this week. Factory Team Associated's like high-end brand, released some new shock pliers, and that is one of the least exciting things. But the only reason I cover it is that these look almost exactly like the shock pliers that I've been using that from hot racing that are like 10 years old that I could never find again. And mine are pretty beat up from using them on just about everything that isn't a shocks. And if you don't have a set of shock pliers, whether you get these or any other set, get a pair of shock pliers. And it's very handy if the 3mm part of your shock pliers is nice and clean so you don't mar shock shafts on standard 10th scale shocks. Pick up a set. Next, Tamiya re-releasing their old VW Golf Mark 1. Now, it's the same old Tamiya stuff. MO6 chassis, I think, but it's a Mark 1 Golf. Like, it's how Tamiya sucks me into these stories every time. They're unexciting platforms underneath. Nothing. It's the same thing over and over and over. But the bodies, even if it's not it's a re-release. They already made this before, and then they just re-release it to us again, and we still like it. Some of us, at least. How can you not love a Mark 1 Golf, though? Next, Boom Racing released a BRX01 limited edition dually version of the LC70. The BRX01, their previous scale platform, they've got the BRX02 now, but the BRX01 here, and it's a special version. It's got remachining and then gold anodized on it, so it's this two-tone black and gold look. Interesting. But I think the more interesting part is the dually fender add-on kit and the dual rear wheels for this. I'm not sure, do LC70s in the full-size world ever get this dually treatment, or I don't know. I feel like that's hard to believe. Maybe I'm wrong. This is also pretty close to $1,200. It's still not an RTR. You got to add stuff to it to make it complete, but it comes with some special stuff that the normal BRX01 with the LC70 body doesn't, along, in addition to the dually kit, some bumpers and upgrade parts here and there. Either way, $1,200, limited, special, ultra rare edition. Seen a lot of special editions lately. Next, John Chase Studios is launching a new fundraiser specifically for mental health awareness. In this fundraiser, you can go on his website, which I've linked below, and you can find that there's a sale where you buy yourself a lanyard and a sticker with the DSTROYR lifestyle brand logo, branding on it. That's John Chase's brand that he started like almost 15 years ago at this point. John Chase, you may have seen him on the Hoonigan stuff most recently. He's been on a ton of automotive car culture type stuff over the last 15 plus years. After you buy one of the sticker and lanyard sets, you're also entered into a drawing where you can possibly win a custom painted by John VS410 Phoenix, as well as some other prizes that he's offering, like a one-off print, also like a flag with the DSTROYR brand on it. But again, the proceeds from this do go to mental health awareness. So pick one of these up for yourself, or buy one for you and for a friend who possibly struggles with this topic. But going to a good cause. If you're interested in that, you can see what John is offering, and I'll link again to that in the description below. That drawing will be chosen live on his Instagram at the beginning of September, around September 7th, it says. Full details available in the link in the description. Monday, Carisma released a new 124 scale option to the market. This is the MSA-1E V2. Lots of letters and numbers there. Matt from Scale Builders Kid did a video on this, which I watched so that I could figure out what was new here. We do see that it's got a new chassis. It's kind of a plastic hybrid chassis, as Matt put it. Kind of a mix between a TVP and a scale rail chassis. It does have a new transmission with a massive motor for 124 scale stuff, at least compared to some of the other alternatives. Does use a standard ring and pinion style, but they are plastic gears coming in a couple of body options. One of them is Subaru Brat. Carisma has offered a brat option in a number of their vehicles. I'm not mad at it. It's something different. Carisma is based in the UK, I believe, but there is some representation here in the US as well. So if it's a brand that you've never tried, maybe it's worth taking a look at. I'll link to where you can find the details on that on the Carisma website below. And I'll also throw a link in there to Matt's review video in case you want to take a look at that. I want to thank Crawler Innovations for sponsoring this month of the Scale News Update. Crawler Innovations has a ton of new products. If you've just been looking for standard 1.9 and 2.2 foams, they also have a bunch of other things to offer. First thing that we're going to talk about for this month is the Deuce's Wild single stage foams for the 1.0 wheels, the 124 scale. Specifically, these are made for the Little Guy Racing Parts 1.0 tires. These have a nice height and a proper width for those big 124 scale tires. But if you have tires that aren't quite as wide, you can easily trim these things down with just standard Lexan scissors. The single stage foams are nice and firm, but they do rely on a bit of an air gap from the top of the foam to the outside of the tread to give that tire some room to conform. Check these out if you have a 124 scale and you want to just improve your side hilling dramatically. Upgrading your foams is a awesome step, especially with how much weight people put in these. This is a great option for those. So check that out, linked in the description below. And when you're over on the Crawler Innovations website, you can use the code Harley10 to save 10% off your entire order through the month of August. Thanks again to Crawler Innovations for sponsoring August of the Scale News Update. This week, FuryTech posted up an FCX24 transmission with Komodo brushless system. Now the FCX24 is that new 124 scale from FMS. Now it's that Power Wagon hard body style. I believe it has a 2-speed in there. And this transmission, from the photos, I initially thought it was going to be like a aluminum case or steel gear, something like that. The details that were listed on the website as of when I'm filming this, there was no product description. It was completely blank. And it looks like a plastic, like, I don't know if this is just a stock transmission. They've pre-bolted a motor on for you. I don't understand what they're going for here. It's listed as a pre-release currently. I don't know what's going on. Like, they definitely need more details on the website. I know it's not for sale. It's a pre-order or whatever, but I don't know why they put it up if they're not gonna put up the details. Putting the micro cart in front of the brushless horse, but I don't know what's going on yet. It looks like they're trying to get ahead of this thing. Obviously, the 124 scale market is always hot. New stuff coming constantly. Like it or not, it's a big section of what we see being released today. I have to imagine that they're going to get that product description updated quickly. Maybe it's already done by the time this video comes out and it'll be much more clear as to what that product is offering. But if you got an FCX24 and you're looking for some option parts, here's one maybe. Last week, Arrma released a V2 version of their Limitless roller. This one is said to be 8S optimized. They adjusted some things around to optimize the shaft length so you didn't get so much vibration, beefed some things up, just little tweaks here and there to make that wild platform a little bit more ready for the big speed runs. I have my standard Arrma Limitless over there, which I still haven't completed, but regardless, they're freaking cool. The V2 looks awesome. I mean, we all love going fast. We love the idea of going fast. Someday I'll actually try to do it, but if you want to try, buy the V2. Don't buy this one. It's probably better. But then after you buy it, think about this Delta Plastics 1/7 scale mule body. Like, this is an El Camino or a Ranchero, probably a Ranchero mule. Like, I don't know. I don't know which one it looks like. It's a TRAR, Cruck, whatever people called them wherever you grew up. But it's decent looking. It's not, I mean, it's, how do you say this? They did an okay job at the thing that they were trying to replicate, which isn't great looking in the first place, but it's in its own way, like, that seems the most appropriate for an El Camino / Ranchero. Like, I don't think it should be done well. If you want it, it's there. If you don't, I'm not surprised, but we can move on. SSD just announced some 2.9-inch wheels. These are specifically what would be used for things like the Losi Hammer Ray. uses that little bit oddball sized wheel. Slowly, we're starting to see some options become available for those trucks. Still not a ton of tire options popping up, but maybe that will come. The tires that come on that hammer ray have a great stock appearance. Hopefully we see some that are scale focused like that instead of, getting ballooned and, super performance oriented. Hopefully they keep that scale nature in mind. Also noted on the SSD website, he had the SCX10-3 straight axle locking hub adapters. He had those for some of the other axles not too long ago. I think they were SCX10-2 based, but it basically used a little wrench where you could go in and turn the locking or unlocking hub like a full-size free-floating hub. This is a gimmick. It's a gimmicky thing. It's realistic to a full-size option, so there is that, and for that reason it gets some cool factor, but pretty gimmicky. But if you like that type of stuff, it's good to make a mental note that it exists. Last week we talked about STRC releasing some aluminum parts for the Element IFS systems, and they're actually available in stores already. Didn't expect to see them available in stores so quickly, but it's their first product back in a while, and they moved pretty quickly on it. And of course, with the release, they also did, like their old ways, lots of color options. So if you've got one of those IFS systems from Element, you can now have it greener or redder, at least shinier. While I'm not much of a drifter, MST is showing the new MRX GT chassis, which I found pretty interesting because it went back to a motor that is longitudinal with the chassis front to back, but it's right in front of the rear shock towers. And then it's basically got like what looks like a quick change rear end style housing back there. If you're not familiar with what that is from like the hot rodding side of things, basically it has an access cover that you can take off and you can change a gear set in there. Not like the ring and pinion gear set, but an additional one that allows you to more quickly change the ratio of the rear end. Thus the quick change name. There's no date on when that unit should be released. It's just like a early post loosely translated into what a teaser is. I actually saw this at Axial Fest, not sure when it was actually released, but if you're an SCX6 owner, G-Speed has flat plate carbon rails that you can swap your truck over to. It does say in the description that it's just the rails. You're gonna have to figure out a lot of stuff on your own. They, big disclaimers, kind of minimal work. It seems like they're just like, here's some flat plates, you figure it out from here. I did see one running at Axial Fest, so obviously somebody was able to get it finished, and it's possible. But not a whole lot of direction or guidance or support parts to go along with it. I did see a skid plate listed on the website. That's about all besides that. So if you want to be the first one to cheater truck your SCX6, it's too late, I'm sure. This Wednesday on Livestream Takeover, we're going to have a guest again. Randall from Axial is going to join us so we can pry out some information about what's new, coming, how Axial Fest planning and prep and post planning went. Is that a word? Maybe not. Doesn't make any sense. But I should probably pry to make sure that he watches Flying Cars ahead of this week's interview. Should be a must. If you're watching, write it down. It's on iTunes. But that's going to do it for this week's news topics. For this week's questions segment, last week we talked about unicorn RCs. There was some interesting answers, some that I just never even thought about. Like, I remember seeing the YouTube videos back in the day of the twin turbine powered boats, like the catamaran one. That was one I was like, oh God, that was, when internet videos were much fewer and further between. That one was freaking impressive. For this week's question though, this was a situation or topic that came up in the office. You just get done building a truck. You went through it, or maybe you're repairing it. You had to take it apart and put it back together. You finish though, and you find a bearing just sitting there. What do? Do you decide to take apart the truck until you find it? Do you just say, I'm pretty sure I did it right, and just, it must have came from somewhere, you put it aside? What do? Extra bearing. And then the idea came up, like, we should just carry an extra bearing with us. See someone working on RC and just drop a 5x11 next to them just to freak them out. Comment what you would do below. But as always, thanks again for watching the Scale News Update. As always, every Tuesday, hit the like button if you enjoy these videos. Subscribe if you're not already. Notification bell on. That way it tells you it's Tuesday and you remember what day of the week it is. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.